That's a good question. I think that what we have been talking about at the city for a long time is the possibility of a local income tax. And the way that our charter is set up, we can't have both a local income tax and a property tax. So we would have to ask the voters to pass a charter amendment to allow us to have those things. But I think the important part in looking at that is making sure that current residents here aren't hit for a higher tax rate than they're paying now, that they actually see a decrease. Because the goal of a local income tax is people call it a commuter tax for a reason. When we have 70,000 people that come to work here every day, and those people aren't contributing to our tax base at all in any meaningful way. They're not paying for the roads, they're not paying for the parks, they're using them just like everybody else is. That creates an imbalance. So it's a very tough thing to get that number right, but I think we owe it to the residents of the city to do the analysis and see if that is something that we can do, because we are the regional center in Washtenaw County, and if our residents are expected to support everything we need to do, we can't do it all through property taxes.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Silkworth, same question to you. Would you ever consider eliminating a current tax or decreasing the millage rate for any of the taxes that residents currently pay for? If so, which taxes do you think could be lowered or even eliminated?
Well, I think that we have a real opportunity here let me say this. The city over the next few years has a very, we're going to be in deficit spending. We need to be very responsible about any talk of changing taxation. Last fall, there was actually a conversation at the city budget review where they talked about going to an income tax. And I'm not sure, but I don't believe that it went anywhere, so I'm not sure why we're talking about that tonight. Obviously we need to, what I think we really need to do is focus on providing in services what people are paying in taxes, and being very responsible for how we spend their money. We spend a lot of money right now on consultants and on making improvements where developments occur at the taxpayer expense. The city just approved over $500,000 to upgrade the sewer system on South University because of the 13-story building that's overwhelming that system. That is something that we as taxpayers shouldn't, out in the rest of the community shouldn't have to pay for. It's in a DDA district. And so I think the DDA should pay for DDA things, and then we might be able to roll back some people's taxes as part of a more responsible spending program.
Thank you, Mr. Silkworth, and you get the first shot at this next question. Are you familiar with